Huntingburg's railroad overpass project is taking a big step forward. More on that. Plus, Carrie Schneider has this week's visit with our friends at the DuBois County Humane Society, and Sarah Flamian and Elizabeth Wortman preview the Huntingburg Herbst Fest tonight on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin with big news for the railroad overpass project in Huntingburg. Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spenner says state officials have scheduled a public hearing for the project plans. The hearing is set for Thursday, October 15th, beginning at 6 p.m. at the Huntingburg Event Center. Now, Spenner says plans for the overpass project will be delivered to City Hall within the next week. He says a full set of those plans will be available for public viewing at City Hall after October 1st and before the public hearing. The meeting will be more of a comment opportunity rather than a question and answer session. Spenner says comments will be collected by state officials on hand, and each comment will get a response from the state prior to documents being finalized. Spenner says this next step is a big one for all involved.
So it's exciting to say that this next step is happening. This project has been in the works for Huntingburg for almost 50 years. So we're looking at, after this hearing, we'll have a clear idea of timing for this. Of course, this project wouldn't be made available without the great cooperation of the DuBois County Council and commissioners who are helping us fund this project.
Of course, the railroad overpass project was formally announced back in June of 2013. The project originally got its notice to proceed in January of 2014. The new overpass will be built along Skyline Drive to help take traffic off of US 231 through downtown. The road will be extended from 12th Street to connect with 14th Street near the Huntingburg Event Center. The new overpass will then span both 12th Street and the railroad track. DLZ Indiana LLC is the engineering firm leading the overpass construction effort. 80% of the project's $9 million price tag is being funded by state and federal dollars. The remaining 20% comes from city and county local matches. Spenner says the project remains on schedule at this point. Construction will begin sometime during fiscal year 2017. The flurry of road construction continues, with several local bridges and roads to be impacted over the next few weeks. A total of 3 bridges and a major highway in Crawford and Perry counties will see restrictions as we conclude September and head into October. First, officials with the Indiana Department of Transportation say a bridge spanning the Patoka River along State Road 145 near Eckerty will be down to 1 lane starting this Thursday, September 24th, for a rehabilitation project. This project is set to be complete on October 2nd. Also in Crawford County, state officials will be restricting traffic flow on State Road 66 bridges near Leavenworth and Sulphur starting on Thursday. The Leavenworth Bridge spanning Interstate 64 will undergo bridge deck rehabilitation, while the Sulphur area bridge spanning the West Fork of the Little Blue River will see bridge rehabilitation work. Work on these 2 bridges is also set to be complete on October 2nd. Finally, in Perry County, crews will be doing some pavement sealing along State Road 145 near Bristow starting on or around this upcoming Monday, September 28th. That sealing work should be done sometime on or around October 5th. In all cases, INDOT is asking motorists to slow down and be aware when around construction crews. For the latest news and information about INDOT, you can follow INDOT Southwest on their Facebook and Twitter pages. You can also go to the INDOT TrafficWise Traveler Service at indot.carsprogram.org. And finally tonight, Jasper's long-awaited Unified Development Ordinance is moving closer to being a complete document. Last night, the Jasper Utility Service Board approved allocating $3,000 towards finishing the new ordinance, which has been a work in progress since the fall of 2013. City Director of Community Development and Planning Darla Blasey told the board that 9 of the 12 chapters of the new ordinance have been drafted to date. The city is still awaiting drafts for the other 3 chapters. Blasey also told the board that project consultant The Planning Workshop has dropped out of working on the project after the head of that company became seriously ill. Blasey says secondary consultant Ratio Architects has taken the lead for the rest of this project. Meanwhile, Jasper Electric Commissioner Wayne Sheeter has served on the steering committee that is working on the Unified Development Ordinance. He told the board this effort is still very important, thus city utilities need to be sure that everything in the new ordinance works out when all is said and done.
That hasn't changed from what I've seen, and I think once we get the document finished, as far as bringing it to the public for input, the board will need to take a good look at it and review it, and the managers will, and make sure that we've covered everything we need to cover from the utility side, so we didn't miss anything.
Now, a draft of the UDO is available for public viewing in the Community Development and Planning Department, which is located on the second floor of Jasper City Hall at the top of the main staircase. City officials say more than 200 residents have provided input for the UDO, which is going to combine the city's former subdivision control and zoning ordinances. They were last updated back in 1993. Some of the impact areas that the UDO will cover include future neighborhoods, retail centers, industrial and commercial sites, agricultural land, and green infrastructure, among others. Once completed, Blasey says drafts will be made available to all city boards. That will then be followed by a public hearing, and then the documents will later be presented to the Jasper Plan Commission for their approval before going to the Jasper City Council for final approval. All right, coming up after the break, Carrie is next with our friends at the Du Bois County Humane Society, and later, a preview of the Huntingburg Herbst Fest. We're back after this.